welcome back to another episode of Balancing Healthy. You guys, I'm really excited for today's episode because I know you're really going to enjoy this one. I'm talking more into my struggles, my journey, who I've been, how I've kind of got to where I am, and I know it's something that you guys really, really enjoy. And I understand why, because I love seeing this for other people. I love knowing where someone's been instead of it's so easy to look at someone now and go, oh, they have it easy and they've got it all, and all the kind of things like that. So specifically today for my journey, I want to talk to how gaining 15 kilos helped gain my life back, but more so than that, it really enhanced my life in ways that I didn't even think were possible. So I kind of want to paint a picture of me at different phases of my life, and I'm going to start straight away at who I was at my heaviest, 97 kilos. It was December 2016. I was 19 years old, nearly 20. I'd been out of school for 2 years. I was in a relationship at the time. You finish school, you start, drinking more, you start going out more, you get your license, so you can kind of start having that independence, if you will, eating what you want, all the things, and the weight really, really crept on for me. So December 2016, I specifically remember I was 97 kilos. I always remember this moment because I was at my brother's engagement party. So I have a very clear picture of who I was. I had really no knowledge around health, fitness, food, anything like that. I didn't grow up at the gym. I didn't grow up, doing my steps. I didn't grow up, on a diet. I hadn't done any of that at all, really. I wasn't even really an active person growing up. I did do dancing from the ages of 3 till 12, and then I did a bit of netball through high school, just very socially, but it wasn't anything very intense or anything. It was just casual stuff here and there. So anyway, December 2016, I was 97 kilos, and I'd always struggled with body image, but it wasn't until this engagement party when I was actually shopping for an outfit, and I remember breaking down because I was looking everywhere, and I'd always hated shopping because nothing ever fit me properly. And I remember shopping for an outfit. I was with mum, and I would see something I liked and it wouldn't fit, and we tried multiple shops, and I was I feel so defeated. And I remember having to go to Kmart and buying a jumpsuit that is a size 18. I still have it in my wardrobe. It's not something that I want to get rid of. It's a very sentimental piece of clothing for me. It's black and white, of course. I didn't really wear any color. And that's kind of who I was. I was this unhealthy physically, but I was also unhealthy mentally. I was in a relationship at the time. My ex, he had cheated on me, and I knew he cheated on me, but I stayed with him. This specific night of the engagement party, just the way that he treated me, the way that he didn't even rock up, he canceled right before. There's a lot more to this story. I'm not going to go into it, but I let that slide. I remember just feeling so shit the whole night because of, not just because of him, there was other factors, but I just kind of let that slide, and that was how I let people treat me back then. I really just was just kind of a whoever person. Fast forward to when I lost 30 kilos, thinking, no one will cheat on me now, and people will treat me differently, and people will respect me, and all the kind of things you can imagine. And I lost the 30 kilos, and I was in a relationship with a different person at this time because it had been over 3 years since then. Yeah, it was over 3 years. And I was very insecure still, even though I'd lost 30 kilos, because I was a shell. I was tiny. I wasn't really feeling confident in my body. I was just really small. I was starving myself because I was trying to lose more weight, just keep going and going and going. I was doing endless cardio in the gym. I hated the gym because I associated the gym with weight loss, and I associated the gym with, this is something I have to do, not that I want to do or I get to do. And all I would do when I went there was go on the Stairmaster for 70 minutes and try and burn as many calories as I could. I wasn't speaking up. I wasn't really confident. I had really low self-esteem. My partner at that time, it was very, very toxic, emotionally abusive. Just there was a lot going on with that, which was actually, I dare say, worse than the previous ex who had done a few things. Anyway, this is about the exes. I just think it's a really good way to explain how I let people treat me, kind of thing. I was in friendships that weren't that great, and I was just kind of in them because I felt like I had to be, not that I wanted to be, and I would do things that I felt like I had to, not that I wanted to. And it was hard. It was really hard because at that point I thought, I've lost 30 kilos. I was fucking tiny. I thought, people are going to treat me the way I want them to treat me, and I'm going to feel so confident. And I just kept thinking, like, if I lose more weight, then I'll be confident. If I get skinnier, then I'll be confident. Like, people want to see skinny, and then they'll respect me. And that was a really hard place to come out of because I lost all the weight and I was wasting away, and I felt so fucking lost because I was like, why does everything feel the same? Why do I actually feel worse? Like, why do I feel worse now than I did when I was 30 kilos heavier? Now I have a fucked relationship with food. Now I have a fucked relationship with the gym. Now, like, I hate my body still. Like, I was like, I thought this was the answer and it wasn't. And I remember just feeling so lost and so confused. And then we went into lockdown, and if you're in Melbourne, lockdowns were there for a while. And then I got even more in my head, and like the anxiety and just everything was just happening, and it just was a really, really, really hard time. And I look back at, that time. I specifically remember which house I was in. I've moved house so many times. I remember which house I was in. I remember waking up every morning feeling so anxious, like shaking, like just feeling like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have a job at this point as well. And I was like, I don't know what to do with work. I don't know what to do with life. Like, I was about to move to a completely new area. I didn't know anyone. I was like, I feel so lost and confused and out of my depth. And like, I was like, I just don't know what to do. Anyway, we fast forward a couple years. I gained 15 kilos. So my maintenance, I happily sit around 82-ish kilos. Like, when I'm not in a deficit and trying to lose anything, I can creep up to 82 kilos, and I sit very happily there. And if you guys know me now and you look at me now, you kind of know who I am. I don't stand for shit pretty much. If you're going to treat me like shit, I'm either if we've talked about it and it's, we've talked through it, great. Or if you don't want to change, then I don't have time for you. I have such a healthy relationship with food now. I have a healthy relationship with the gym. I don't see the gym as I need to lose weight. I see the gym as this is my place to go and lift heavy weights and feel fucking strong and create a body that I love, not just mentally, but physically as well. Because then I say this all the time, when you go to the gym and you lift heavy weights, you're really reinforcing to yourself mentally, I'm strong. I can do this. My laptop's dying. I need to change that setting on my MacBook because every time I record these, my laptop just starts to go to sleep. What was I saying? Yeah, the gym. And yeah, it just mentally, it carries through to other areas of your life. So I've completely healed my relationship with the gym. It's never a place of I hate going, I have to go to lose weight. It's a place of I love to go. I get to move my body. I get to feel strong. I get to feel empowered, and I get to do what I want to do at the gym. Healed my relationship with food completely. I used to be, binge eating, binge drinking because I was in such a restrictive place. I wouldn't let myself eat fucking lettuce, let alone the chocolate or the lollies or have the wine or have the cocktail or whatever the thing is that I want. I restricted so hard that I would then binge even harder. I remember at one point I did 75 hard, which if you know, it's meant to be no alcohol for 75 days. I happened to finish that. It was December 20, I'm pretty sure it was 2021. It was after a lockdown, but I don't think it was 2020. It could have been 2020. Melbourne, friends, we had a whole 2 years that's kind of come into one. But it was the end of one of those years. It was the end of a lockdown and the end of my 75 hard. And I remember having the whole month of I just went fucking crazy pretty much. I was not sleeping much. I was drinking so much. I was eating whatever. And that was because I'd had 75 days of me fully fucking restricting and not letting myself have what I wanted. So I used to be stuck in this real restrict binge cycle. Whereas now I'm I have some chocolate every day. Who cares? I have a bit of ice cream every day. Who cares? I'll have a drink if I want to. Honestly, who cares? I'm in a deficit right now, and I'm I am not thinking about, fuck, I just want to have a drink, or fuck, I just want to have my chocolate, or fuck, I just want to have this. It's my relationship with food is so healthy, and food is just food. And I can go out to eat and not feel stressed about it, if that makes sense. I've also really healed my relationship with my body. Like I said, I was really, really, I wasn't fully self-conscious back when I was 97 kilos. I was probably more self-conscious as a 67 kilo girl, or maybe I was just more self-aware of the self-consciousness, if that makes sense. But yeah, obviously I was self-conscious at 97 kilos. I was very upset, but I always used to choose to ignore it. So it kind of upset me that much. But right now, like at this point in my life, like years later, I'm so fucking confident. I'm so much happier and healthier and stronger. And I'm like, give me some color. I want to wear a colorful outfit. Like, you know, give me a two-piece. Do you want to see my tummy? Like, I don't care. See it. Like, I have built this body and I've worked for this body and I've done it in a way now that, like I said, it's healthy, it's strong, I'm happy, everything is good. That like that's what oozes confidence. And I think that is one of the most important things in when I gained that weight back, because I literally fucking needed to. Like my body was wasting away when I was 67 kilos. There is no way I could be 67 kilos. I actually, this morning at the time of recording, I weighed myself this morning because I am in a deficit and I'm sitting around in the 79 kilo mark. But I'm like, I could not imagine being 10 kilos lighter than this. I would have no muscle. And that's what I was. I was no muscle because I wasn't strength training. I was just doing endless cardio and not eating anything. So that is why I was wasting weight and nothing. Anyway, looking back to my notes. So what else did it do for my health specifically? Healed my relationship with food, gym, and my body. It allowed me to quit binge eating and drinking. Like, fuck, I just can't even imagine going back to that. And what has it done for my life? That is, I think this is like the biggest point. Like, this is why I keep looking to my laptop, because I've got a lot of notes on this one. So what it has done for my life, the first thing it did was gave me a purpose. So when I, spoke to you before about, it was lockdown and I wasn't working and I was literally like, I have no fucking idea what I want to do in life. Gaining this weight back gave me a purpose. I was like, I never want anyone to feel as shit as I did back then. I never want anyone to feel as small as I did back then. I feel so fucking good now. I literally can't believe how good I feel. I want other people to feel that too. So was it 2021? At the very start of 2021, I signed up to do my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. Along the journey of that, I signed up to do my nutrition certification as well. And so in 2022, it was September 2022, after months of studying, working hard, doing the, hours I needed to for the gym, I officially became I'm not qualified, I was qualified already, but I officially became a group fitness instructor. And from there on, I was still doing my Cert 4, so I still wasn't PTing yet. So it took another couple of months to complete my PT and my nutrition. And then from January 2023, I was full-time group fitness instructor, personal trainer. I hadn't even started my business yet. I knew I always wanted to, but I was like, I don't know, like maybe I never will, or maybe I'll just do it for fun. Like I hadn't really thought about it. And then I took a plunge and signed up with a mentor, and we did an 8-week container, and she was like, all right, we're ready to launch. And I was like, what do you fucking mean? And I launched it, and that was mid 2023. So my business has been 2 and a bit years, 2 years, 3 months ish. And that's crazy to me because I feel like I've had a lot of growth in this time. Like business is a real personal development. I was going to say course, lesson. It's a real personal development lesson. There are so many things that I have learned through business and through also being a personal trainer and being a coach, and just like I can't even begin to tell you the amount of things that I have grown from and developed from, and just everything in the last couple of years. But I literally wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so incredibly proud of who I am and where I am and what I do and how I help women and the impact that I have on their lives every single day. And it's just something that I never take for granted. Every single person that says yes to working with me or PTing with me, like whatever the thing is, I never take that lightly. I'm like, I'm just a girl and you want to work with me? Thank you. Let's work together. Like I am fucking ready to transform your life. So it's helped me in that way, give me that purpose. I literally can't imagine doing anything else. And I think when I talk to clients these days and I talk to them about like, I've done quite a few jobs and courses before I kind of found my feet. And there was like a similarity. There was like kind of a theme. It was always working with women and it was always to do with a business. But I never kind of knew what it was intentionally. And I'm not going to go into it now. But I tell people these stories and like, oh, I did this and I did that. And everyone's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I couldn't like imagine you doing anything else. And I'm like, I know, like me neither. Like, it just feels like such a cool full circle moment to be here. And like, this podcast wouldn't have been birthed. If I hadn't gained 15 kilos, this podcast would not have been birthed because there would have been no healthy relationship with food, gym, or what was the other one? My body. Duh. There wouldn't be, me as a PT. There wouldn't be me as a business owner. There wouldn't be me running a podcast, having a gap. I would not have the confidence to do this. I host calls every single month for my clients. I've hosted events. I've hosted photo shoots. I've hosted seminars. Like, I've done so many things and they're fucking scary. Like, I don't sit here going, whoa, oh my God, I have zero nerves. Like, it's fucking scary. It is a scary thing, but I choose to put myself in that situation time and time again. I choose to put myself out there. Whereas me at 67 kilos was so fucking terrified of leaving the house. She was so terrified of going out to eat with her friends. She was terrified of what people would think of her. She was terrified of, what if people judge what I'm wearing? What if people judge what my hair looks like? What if people judge what I'm eating? What if people judge what I'm drinking? Like, she was so terrified in that sense. And that kind of leads me on to my next point. So my next point was it's allowed me to grow in a few ways. And that first one is socially. Because again, like, the confidence is there. She's oozing. I just feel like I can talk to anyone and everyone, like, and I do, like, I talk to, people, someone will come into my DMs out of nowhere and I can have a conversation easily, or someone on the street, or, someone in the shopping center, or like whatever the thing is. Like, I used to get really nervous around humans. And sometimes I'm still like, like, don't talk to me. I want my own space. But it's so easy to have a conversation with a stranger, which is something that I never thought that I could just like do. Like, so random. Or like, I just jump on a call with, someone I never met and we just yap and just talk like nothing, like we've just known each other forever. Like, I find it so easy. And I think socially it has been so good. Like, I can go to, events with, my friends and maybe their new partners, or my partner and friends of his that I never met, because that guy has so many friends. That friend group is so big. There's always new people and I'm like, who are we? What are we doing? But like, I can easily go there and have a conversation, or, go meet the family and have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like things like that it sounds silly, but me, X amount of years ago was terrified. But now I'm like, frick yeah, let's go. Let's hang out. Let's have some food. Let's have a drink. Let's chat. Like, let's like do other things socially. Like, I love it. Like, literally next week, which actually at the time when this is released, it'll be in 2 days. But next week, I'm actually hosting a dinner for my online clients. Like, we're going to a beautiful place in the, not in the city. Well, actually, no, it is in the city. Beautiful place in the city. Sorry, it's going down again. Beautiful place in the city. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to have some food. And I'm just fucking excited to see them all in person. I mean, I host a meetup once a month, but obviously not everyone can come every month. So just to see them, gather them together, to celebrate them and the year that we've had. And I'm so excited. And again, it's not something I would have ever done like 5 years ago. So very proud of me for that. So that's socially. I have a lot more self-respect and love for myself. Like I spoke to before, I said I kind of allowed people to walk all over me, kind of treat me how, they wanted to treat me. And I never stood up for myself. And I think that is why that happened. And, this is something that it's still hard. It is still hard. It's not an easy thing to do, to set your boundaries and to stand up for yourself and what you want and to say no to things. It's really, really hard. But I think, and especially this year, I've hit a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm one person and I'm a really big protector of my peace and my energy. And I'm like, you know what? If you're going to, not respect that, then this is it. Like, we can't keep doing this. Like, I won't make the effort to try and hang out with someone. I won't make the effort to try and talk to someone if I feel like it's really draining me, because I have some more respect for myself than that. We've got one life and I don't want to, feel obliged to do things that I don't want to do. Obviously, there's things in life we don't want to do, and, take this with a grain of salt, but things that you can control, like your friendships, your relationships, like literally who you hang out with, what you do on the weekend, how you treat your body, what you eat, like all of that kind of thing. I think it's really, I've grown a lot in that sense. And, now I have really beautiful relationships, especially, with my family and with my partner and my friends. And I just think relationships is so important. And if I hadn't gained the 15 kilos back, I wouldn't be like in this space. Because again, firstly, it allows me to, have more time with them because we do, family dinners more often. It's not even just my family. It's like my partner's family as well. But it's like having dinners more often. It's seeing friends socially more often at cafes, out at restaurants, whatever the thing is, having a drink, catching up for a drink, going to like house parties, whatever the thing is. I'm not a clubber anymore. But like a house party, I do enjoy a house party. So going to do that, relationships in the sense of, I fully just lost my train of thought. I was talking about going out and relationships with family and partner and friends. Even my relationships with my clients. I feel like if I hadn't gained the weight, firstly, I wouldn't have clients. But again, it's that confidence piece of I wouldn't be able to connect the way I do. And that is why I have the clients that I have. And not just in the online sense, but in person, because I have clients that literally choose to work with. They're like, I just want you, Sarah. Like, I just want to see you. I just want you to train me. Like, you're my favorite. And I'm like, thank you. I am a favorite. Like, and it's my energy. It is literally my energy. And I'm not the energy for everyone. And that's okay. And that's allowed to be okay. And that's what I was talking about before. I was saying protecting your peace. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's okay. But you can choose who you want to be and surround yourself with people that want to be like that and people that respect you for that. So again, gaining the weight allowed me to physically heal a lot, but mentally as well, socially as well. There's so many ways that it enhanced my life that I would never have dreamed of. When I was stuck in the trenches, coming out from that 67 kilo, putting on that weight, it wasn't instant. It was gradual. It was definitely gradual. But gradually putting on that weight gave me so much more than I could have ever imagined. And it's not even the sense of like I put on 15 kilos in a bad way. It was a sense of I put on 15 kilos because my body needed it and because it needed some strength, it needed some health, it needed some longevity, I needed some confidence. Like, it's 15 kilos. There's a little bit of fat, like I'm not going to lie, but a lot of it is muscle. To the point where even now in my deficit, I struggle to lose weight, like scale weight, because I can still push hard in the gym. I can push further. Again, it's that mental thing. I can push harder. I have to dig a lot deeper because I'm eating less food. So it is physically harder, but I can dig a lot deeper and try and push more. And it's that thing of like not going to the gym to try and burn as many calories as possible. I go to feel strong and I go to feel more confident and I go to push myself. So that has been very, very healing for me. So yeah, like I was saying, my scale weight doesn't move a lot in a deficit, and that is absolutely a reason for it because I view it all very differently. Whereas if the way that my deficits were now, if I'd seen that 5 years ago, I'd have been freaking out. I would have been self-sabotaging. I would have been like, what's the fucking point? And then I would have had a binge. But we don't do that anymore. We're knowledgeable, we're powerful, we're confident, we feel fucking sexy, and we're having a good time. So I might wrap this up here because I feel like I have said most of the things that I wanted to say. Yeah, literally gaining 15 kilos is the reason that I do what I do every single day, day in and day out. It's the reason I'm here. It's the reason you're listening to this podcast. It's the reason Coach by Says exists. It's the reason I am with my beautiful partner now that I am. It's the reason I've got my friendships that I have at the moment. It's the reason that I've got the relationship with my clients. It's the reason that, my family relationships are so different. Not even just in a sense of like now we can have some more quality time, but it's also the sense of I've helped quite a few of my close family members come out of that diet culture and help them feel healthier and happier and, set boundaries and just be able to communicate better, which is so, so important just for every kind of relationship that you have. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you here. If there's anything that has resonated with you, if you want to chat about anything, as always, please feel free to send me a DM on Instagram or leave a comment below. And if you're feeling extra generous or you love this episode, if you could rate the podcast 5 stars, give us a follow, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube, whatever the thing is, I would really, really appreciate that as well because I am trying to grow this podcast as much as possible. All right. I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you, and I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.